In this video, I'll show you how to smooth and refine your ceramic sculpture. First, you want to make sure you carve your name and block on the bottom of your sculpture. And when trying to smooth and refine, try a variety of tools because you'll find different tools are good for different purposes. The wooden modeling tool is really great for smoothing and blending. It has a pointed edge and a smooth, larger edge so you can get into different spaces. Your finger can be great to use as well, and also the metal scraping tool. The metal scraping tool can actually cut off pieces, or you can use it to just scrape along an edge. Try the needle tool for little small areas, but I like the loop tool best for my sculpture. I use the loop tool, this one pictured here, to carve off pieces of clay to straighten out my sides. Watch how I'm going around the base just to even it out. I can also carefully use it on other parts of my sculpture as well, but I'll definitely want to support the areas that I'm smoothing and scraping with my fingers underneath it. Use a sponge that is barely wet to also help smooth out your sculpture. When you use the sponge, you're going to squeeze out every bit of water from the sponge that you can get, because at this point you really want your sculpture to start drying out, so you're not adding moisture to soften it. You're just using the sponge to help smooth it. The sponge will pick up little pieces of clay that are kind of sticking to it, and it'll just help give it a more smooth, kind of like buffed appearance. I like to use the sponge in the later steps of this process though, so take off any pieces of clay that you're trying to cut off or scrape off first and then use the sponge. You may have to go back and forth between sponging and then still refining some more with your tools. Really look at your sculpture from all different angles. Get inside cracks and crevices where needed to try to smooth every visible surface. The loop tool I'm using has two sides to it, a flat side and a round side. I was using the flat side on mine, but you might find that the loop side works better for parts of your sculpture. So again, you want to try a variety of tools and just see what works for you. Some people might find that they could do all their smoothing just with their fingers if they have short fingernails. Lastly, just so that you know, the texture of my clay right now is about leather hard, so it is not really soft at this point. I would not want to be adding on any more clay. I think when it's leather hard, it's the perfect consistency for smoothing and refining. When you think you have finished your sculpture, look it over from all angles, check that your name and block number is still clearly visible on the bottom, and then you're going to place your sculpture either on the cart or in the cabinet, wherever your teacher tells you to put it, but you're going to leave it out of the bag and off of the white foam core board. At this point, you want to just let your sculpture dry out. After your sculpture is dried out for approximately 2 weeks, it'll be fired in the kiln.